Hi, I'm Andrea from the Mount Vernon City Library, and this is Rami Warburton. And today we are here to talk to you guys about seeds. You might not know, but the Mount Vernon Library actually hosts a seed library. And Rami is the founder of the seed library. And what you can do is you can get seeds for free. You don't need a library card to do it. You can give us a call or go to our website, and we will help you get started with your first seeds. So we went to the seed library, we got a whole bunch of seeds, we're ready, we brought them home. What do we need to do to make them actually grow, to get them started?
Well, first off, congratulations, you got your seeds. That's very exciting. So some things you're going to need containers, soil, labels, water, space, and light. So let's start with containers. There are lots of options at nurseries for you. You can do, I like to do 72 cell trays. There's a big tray and you have lots of little holes.
Oh, okay.
And 72 is a great number, but you can also just use what you have. Some people use egg cartons or recycling like cottage cheese tubs. You just have to make sure it has drainage. And you can also do like a DIY paper pot.
Okay.
YouTube has really great videos on how to do DIY paper pots, and that's super fun to do with kids.
And so the containers are just small to get started, right? Like about how big? You said cottage cheese container could be one. So
you could use
small.
A cottage cheese container.
Okay.
You'd have to put quite a bit of seeds in it, but think like egg carton size,
Okay.
is really good to start, because then you're not wasting your soil, because you're not going to leave them in there for very long, because you're just getting them started.
So how do we pick out the right kind of soil for the seeds that we have?
So the easiest thing to do, obviously, would be go to the nursery and just buy some potting mix. Or they actually have seed starting mix, and it has a very low, it has almost no nutrients in it. And that is, so if you have too much nutrient in your soil to begin with, it can actually burn your seedlings.
Oh,
so you want it to be a nutrient poor mixture. Some people use peat or moss or vermiculite, but if you are using vermiculite, make sure you do it outside, because it has naturally occurring asbestos and you don't want to breathe that in.
Okay, yeah, that
but
doesn't sound good.
Easiest thing is just go buy some seed starting mix.
Okay, so we have our seeds, we have our container, soil. How often? Just a little bit of water, and where should we put them in our house?
Okay, what I like to do is when I get my soil or my medium, I put it in a bucket or on a table, and I mix in water to begin with. It's much easier to plant your seeds in moist soil than trying to get that soil wet. Other people like to bottom water, so you can place your tray or your cups or whatever you're using into a pan of water, and it'll soak up from the bottom, so it's not displacing your seeds.
Okay.
But what I actually do, like in a larger greenhouse setting, is I get a backpack sprayer and I fill it with water, and it just has a light mist, and I go over the top. When I need to water. You water usually about once a day.
Okay, and I have like a sprayer just a spray bottle sprayer. You could use something like that then too, right?
As long as you're making sure that the moisture is getting all the way down, because you want the roots to be able to suck up the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so where's the best place in your house to put them? I mean, obviously they need sunlight, but some plants need a lot of sunlight, some need a little bit, or...
Well, so right in the beginning, they don't need any light. All they need is moisture and warmth.
Okay.
So you can find a really warm place in your house, the top of your refrigerator, your bathroom, maybe near a radiator. You want it to be about 70 to 90 degrees, pretty warm. Okay. You can even cover it with like wet newspaper or like cardboard or any sort of paper, just to create that environment. And then you check your seeds every day, and then once you notice their little elbows popping up, that'll tell you that they're ready for some light. And then when they are ready for light, you do want to expose them to some sort of light. It's really hard here in Skagit. Light is definitely lacking.
Yeah.
But if you have a sunny space, that's perfect. Otherwise, people use fluorescent or CFL or grow lights, and you want to keep them about 4 inches above your seedlings. Okay. And as they grow, you can just move the lights up.
Oh, okay.
If the lights are too high above, you'll get really long, leggy, spindly seedlings.
That won't be what you want. Yeah. Okay.
But what we're trying to do with all this, we're trying to mimic nature. So we definitely don't get more than 16 hours a day of sunlight. No. So you don't want to expose them to more than 16 hours of light a day. And you do want it to be completely dark for the rest, because that's how it would work in nature.
And about how long, so once you've planted them and you have them inside, about how long do you have them inside before they're ready to go outside? Or is it different depending on the seed or?
That's a good question. So there's actually a trick. It's called true leaves. Once you see your plant's true leaves come out, then they're ready for the next step. The first leaves that come out, well, first what will happen, a little elbow will pop out, and then 2 leaves will come out depending on what type of plant. It's usually 2 leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like little solar panels for your plant, because now that it's already used up whatever nutrients were already in that seed, it needs to get its nutrients from the sun, because it's going to photosynthesize, right?
Right.
And then after it makes those solar panels, it's going to make its first true leaves, and those are what the actual plant's leaves will look like. So let's say you're growing parsley, those true leaves will look like parsley. And then once you have those 2, you'll know that it's time to transplant your seedlings.
Oh, awesome. And labels, right? We got a label. We have a whole bunch of seeds. They all kind of look the same. We're not going to know at first really what's what just by looking at it, right?
You definitely don't want a mystery bag of a garden, that's for sure. So for someone who's doing a little bit more detailed, like I really like to keep a lot of information because I also save my seeds. So I record everything. But if you're just doing basics, the best thing you can do is record what it is. Let's say it's parsley.
Okay.
When you planted it, and then where it came from.
Okay.
Like where your seed came from. That's pretty important.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the information, Rami.
Welcome.
And you guys stay tuned because we will be telling you what to do in the next step when your seedlings are ready to be transplanted. So we'll see you guys next time.